Hey everyone, Nate here. Welcome to the channel. It's been a little while since I've made a video like this, but that's just because I've been busy with other things, and that's okay. FPV is my hobby, and I'm happy to share it with you when I can, and I'm happy to be here today. I've got several different drones and pieces of FPV gear that I want to show you, and not just that, I will be giving away all of these things that I show you today, so stick around to the end of the video if you want to find out how you can win this gear. If you look behind me, I've got plenty of drones, I've got plenty of gear, more than I could possibly use. So instead of having it collect dust, I would much rather find good homes for these drones, and hopefully some of you can really enjoy them, or give them away this holiday season to somebody who could really enjoy them as well. It's been a blessing to me. I want to bless all of you with that. And so that's why I'm making this video. Hopefully there will be something interesting for everyone here. But I didn't put the word giveaway in the title. You may have seen that because I don't want to attract the attention of internet scammers. That always seems to happen. It'll probably happen this way, so I just have to mention it. If you see somebody responding to your comment, just, be smart. Don't, if they give you a phone number or a WhatsApp or something, just don't fall for it. I will never give you that. The only way I'll ever ask you to contact me is by the email address that you will get off of the About page on my channel. All right, so just be safe, be smart. Now, let me show you this stuff. Oh, actually, before we do that, one quick thing is Black Friday is right around the corner. If you're looking for FPV gear, this is, of course, a good time when you can usually find some bargains. So if you're interested in that, look down in the video description text. I'll put some links down there and codes as I find them. And one that I know will be on there is Beta FPV. They always give me an exclusive code for 20% off. That's better than you'll see on their website. And if you want that, the code and the link are down in the video description. And if that helps you out, then great. And if I hear about other deals and stuff, I'll put some links down there too, just trying to help you guys out. All right, let's talk about this stuff. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is a bind and fly drone from Flywoo. Hold it up close for you here. They call this the Cine Race 20. And, it's got the word race in the name, but this is not really a racing drone. I would think of this as a Cine Whoop, and you can see I've got a 3D printed mount on here. I had my SMO 4K camera on it, but it comes with a bunch of different mounts for a naked GoPro or a Insta360 Go. If you've got a small action camera like that, you can probably stick it on this, and, it can fly in some pretty tight spaces because it's only got 2-inch props. That's a little small, honestly, for a Cine Whoop. That means the props are going to have to spin really fast if you've got an action camera on here, and especially if you've got a big battery on here. And that's going to make it loud. All Cine Whoops are loud. This one is not really an exception. But it's more stable than I would have expected for the size, and it was pretty nice. And construction-wise, I've actually been really impressed with the stuff I've seen from Flywoo recently. It seems pretty well thought out. It's got these really tough ducts on the outside. The pads don't really matter, but they soften it if you impact into something. But the rigidity comes from a carbon fiber plate in the middle and steel screws that run through. Got some extra hoops that I'll include too. You can see how these go together. It's kind of a unique system. They lock together like this, and you would think it would be flimsy, but because of that carbon fiber core, these lock together really tight. So if you're looking to get some HD footage, if you've got a small action camera and you're looking for a small Cine Whoop, this could be a nice one for you. All right, next up we've got this little guy, and take a look at that. This is a hexcopter, not a quadcopter. It has 6 blades with 40mm props, 1202.5 motors, and that makes this pretty unique. It's actually got a 6-in-1 ESC board in here, which they must have made for this purpose. I think they've made a few other hexcopters as well, but that's pretty unique. It's cool. I like the look of it. I've flown it. It flies, pretty reasonably. Does having 6 motors make it better than a quadcopter? I don't think so. I think having the smaller props makes it less efficient, but it is definitely cool and unique. It has a lot of yaw authority as well, as you might expect from all of these different motors. So anyway, Flywoo Hex Nano. Now this one has Crossfire, TBS Crossfire receiver in here, so you'll need to have that, or you'll need to change out the receiver. And it's also analog video. Looks like a Cadix Ant camera. That's a pretty nice one if you need an ultra lightweight analog camera. Oh, it also comes with these guards. There's 2 of them, and they go right under the motors there. So if you want prop guards for flying around indoors or close to people, you do have this option. It seems like these will probably break pretty easily if you crash into something hard, but give you a little bit of protection. You have that option. I'll include those in the box. So yeah, this is prize number 2, the Firefly Hex Nano from Flywoo. All right, the next prize is a big one because this is a 3-piece set. Drone, radio, and goggles. Almost everything you need to get started in FPV. You just need to add batteries and a charger for the batteries, maybe a few props. So there's a few things you might want to add to this, but it's definitely a good starting point. It's basically the Cetus Pro kit that Beta FPV sells, but I've got some loose components from different stuff that they've sent me for testing over time. So this is a 75mm 1S drone. You can see it's got the BT 2.0 battery connector, and it has some extra sensors under there, if you can see them on the left and right. And those are designed to look down at the ground and help you to maintain position and maintain altitude if it's in like the beginner mode. And to me, I wouldn't want to fly that way, but I had the Cetus kit with the 65mm brushed drone. I made a review of that here on this channel, and my kids really enjoyed it. They flew it around, and having that beginner mode helped them get past some of that initial frustration in FPV. And you don't have to fly that way. You can put it in full acro if you want to, and so there's kind of room to grow. The radio, this is what Beta FPV calls the Light Radio 2 SE, I think. It has this battery tray in the back, but there's no connector here because in the SE version, the battery is internal. And they have a Light Radio 3 now, and it has some nice features, but the Light Radio 2 is smaller. So if you're looking for one of the smallest and lightest like travel radios or that kind of thing, it's actually pretty nice for that. And it's got USB-C in the front, so you can use this as a simulator on the computer for learning as well. You know, nothing fancy, but should get the job done, especially if you like holding it like a gamepad controller. Light Radio 2 SE. And then the goggles, they call this the VRO2 goggles from Beta FPV. Nothing fancy, no DVR unfortunately, but you've got a nice big panel in there, and it has a built-in receiver, built-in antennas, built-in battery. Everything is built in. Just plug in USB-C, charge it up, and you're good to go. So if you've been wanting to get into FPV, this could be a really easy way to get started. Or if you've been looking to give a gift, the gift of FPV to somebody else, this could be a pretty good gift. You just got to add the battery and charger again. And if you get those from betafpv.com, you can use my coupon code. So down in the description again, don't forget about that. This is the Cetus Pro kit, basically. And this is prize number 3 for today's giveaway. Oh, I should have said the radio from that beginner kit, this has the FR Sky protocol. So it can be used with a few other drones, not just the one in the kit, but it's FR Sky D8 or D16. But that was prize number 3. Prize number 4 is right here. It's another one of those radios, Light Radio 2 SE, but this one has Express LRS. So if you've been looking for a lightweight travel radio, secondary radio, maybe your first radio, very simple, no bells and whistles, but it does have Express LRS 2.4 gigahertz in a very small package. All right, there's one more piece of gear I want to show you, and then I'll explain how the contest is going to work. All right, so the last one, prize number 5, is an Express LRS module. This is also made by Beta FPV. It's got a little OLED screen in the back, and this module goes in the back of a radio. So for example, you can see my radio here. I've got one in the back, but this one is 915 megahertz. Okay, Express LRS comes in a 2.4 gigahertz version and a 915 megahertz. This is 915 megahertz, and I've got 2 antennas and 2 receiver modules to go with it. So this is all going together in an Express LRS kit. If you haven't used Express LRS, I'd recommend it. It's fast. The components are relatively cheap compared to the competitors. It's open source, and the open source community is pushing it forward all the time. There's just a lot to like about Express LRS, and it's a low latency and long range. It kind of has all the things. So I'm a big fan of Express LRS, but I don't use the 915. I personally prefer the 2.4 gigahertz because I fly a lot of micros, and the antennas can be even smaller on the 2.4 gigahertz receivers on the drone side. All right, so that's everything I wanted to show you for today. I know I went through kind of fast with the specs and sharing my opinions. This is all gear that I've used, and I'm happy to answer questions about it. If you have questions, you can comment down below. Okay, so if you want to win one of these prizes, the first thing I want you to do is to think about what prize you want to win. If you could stack rank them in the priority order, most important, second most important, etc., then comment down below. 1 comment per person, and in that comment, explain whether you want one of them, all of them, in a particular stack ranked order would be great. And the reason for that is that I want to find the right winner for each of these. I don't want to send a radio where it's not going to be used or a drone where it's not going to be used, right? I want to match these to you guys, and I want you to be able to actually use them. That's the whole point of this giveaway. All right, so when I do the drawings, I'm going to randomly pick comments off the video, but out of those names that I pick, I'm going to look at what you asked for and try to match them up. Hopefully, I'll be able to get everybody's first choice. It might be your second choice or something. We'll see how that goes, but that is my hope, all right? But here's the thing. If I can't get a hold of you, you can't win your prize. And so I don't have very many ways to get a hold of you. But what I'll do is I'll reply to your public comment on this video. And so if you have your YouTube notifications enabled, you might see it show up under the bell notifications. Or you might get an email depending on how you have YouTube set up. All right, so keep a lookout for that. And if I have to, I'll also make a video just announcing the winners really quickly, okay? But if I can't get a hold of you after 48 hours from announcing it, then I reserve the right to pick somebody else and kind of keep trying. I don't want to drag this on forever, so that's just something that I have to do to make sure that we can get closure and hopefully get them shipped out in time for people to get this stuff by Christmas. Okay, now speaking of shipping, it costs money to send out this stuff. It's not even free for me to give stuff away, right? So all I'm going to ask for you is for you to pay for the shipping. It's what I usually do. And shipping is usually not very much. I'll show you exactly how much the shipping costs and the different options and everything once we're talking about sending the prizes to you, okay? And so if you're not willing to pay for shipping, then please don't enter. But it's usually not very much. And then you might be wondering about international shipping. I've done this before. I've had winners in a bunch of different countries. It's great that FPV is such a global community, and that's totally cool. I don't know what it's like to ship to your country necessarily or what the customs laws are like, but if you are willing to deal with that, I am willing to, print out the label and put it on the package. Sometimes customs will charge a fee for importing things or whatever. You have to know that you're going to be okay with that. But if you are, go ahead and enter, and I will be happy to ship it to you. And you just pay for whatever the shipping is. All right? Sound good? Okay, one more time. Prize number 1 was the Cine Race 20. This is a Cinewhoop by Flywoo. Prize number 2 is the little Hexcopter, the Firefly Nano Hex by Flywoo. Prize number 3 was the big beginner FPV kit, 3-piece kit with goggles, drone, and radio. Prize number 4 was that radio with the Express LRS version, and prize number 5 is the Express LRS 915 megahertz kit, this and 2 receivers. That's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for following me through this adventure of FPV. It has been so awesome, and I've met so many people in the community because of this channel. So I do hope to continue making videos when I have time and the interest to do so. And I do have some interesting projects coming up, so I do hope to find that time. If that's interesting to you, there is a subscribe button, and you know how to use it. And the next big thing that I have coming is the HD0 goggles. I just bought a pair of those goggles. I'm going to be a beta tester, so I look forward to trying those out, and I'll probably have some content about that in the near future too. So stay tuned. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. If you're going to be with family, be safe. Have a great time. There's a lot to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for that. So take care, and I'll see you next time.